Good morning, Spiritual Life Center. Welcome to the SLC Sunday Experience. We are headed into the darkest night of the year.
Yes, we are.
Turn those clocks back. It is November. You have a wonderful service ahead of you with Reverend Deborah, and Paul is doing the meditation. Let's celebrate how we are all welcome here. You ready to sing? Let's do it. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. In the right place, I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. You are. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. Oh my soul is welcome here. Oh my soul is welcome here. And I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome. Your soul is welcome. All souls are welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. And I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome. Oh, my soul is welcome. Oh, my soul. My soul is welcome. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome. I'm getting the message. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Come on, let me see your hands. My soul is welcome here. Good morning. My soul is welcome here.
All right, Carrie, you gonna take a solo?
My soul is welcome here.
Come on, let me hear you playing that.
My soul is welcome here. 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 My soul is welcome. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. It's welcome. It's welcome here.
Our souls are welcome here. Good morning, Patty. Thank you for joining me on the platform this morning. And by the way, this is indigo. That's a question that comes up every single year. Hi, Patty.
Hi, Reverend Deborah. It's wonderful to be here. And we greet you in the name of all that is good, all that is sacred, and all that is holy, and in the warm and loving energy of our community, Spiritual Life Center. Spiritual Life Center honors all people, worshiping in mosques, churches, stone circles, and the beautiful temples of nature, because we know there is no space that God does not grace. If this is your first time joining us, online or in person, we especially welcome you because we know that you are not here by accident. We are all here by divine appointment. And we would really appreciate it if you would silence your electronic devices and refrain from flash photography during the service.
Now let's take a moment to move into this time of being together and this time of inner reflection by going into prayer. We come together to connect with the divine presence through whom we live and move and have our being. Our connection is eternal, never wavering. And as we turn our thoughts toward the presence, we can live in joy and love and wisdom and peace, because that is who we have come here to be, individual expressions of God, the one true source of all there is. As we set our intention to grow in consciousness, to join in divine consciousness with others, we expand our own good and the good of those around us. This energy, this boundless love increases and flows out into our community and the world. We know that each word, each thought, each action, said or done with love and compassion brings each one of us closer to a world blessed in peace. And we are grateful for this opportunity to come together with intention and move into this service in gratitude and joy. And we say, all is well, and all manner of things shall be well. And so it is. Spiritual Life Center has a mission, and we say this together each week to help us remember that. Let's say it together. To transform lives, to make a positive difference in the world as we love, serve, and remember. And we carry out that mission through the practice of the 5 unity principles. And we say these together to help us embody them, and also it helps us talk about what we do here when other people ask, what you doing over there? So let's say these together. God is absolute good and everywhere present. People are inherently good. Thoughts create our experiences. Prayer and meditation are how we connect with God, and we must take action. And the action is November babies. Stand up.
There we go. We got some out there. Awesome. We're going to sing you a happy birthday.
There's a
And
lot
those
of
you
us.
Online, this is for you too. Let's sing.
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to ya. There are a lot of us Thanksgiving babies here.
Yes.
Good for us.
And I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Shirley Brown for making this beautiful display of flowers for us to have our altar for today. And this week, our Wow Wednesday is Walk the Talk, Chains on the Brain. Deborah will be interviewing Sandy Wilson, who grew up in a very conservative religious home. And over the years, she began to explore outside that teaching, and she came to discover that she could transcend religion and maintain a deep spiritual connection. So, but first, she had to remove the chains from her brain. I'm sure it'll be a wonderful talk. The meal's at 6, and the service is at 7.
And every month, we have had the community giving partner, and November is the Three Sisters Gardens, and Pam Logan is here to introduce the video.
Good morning. I am so pleased to introduce this nonprofit, and unfortunately, Alfred Melbourne could not be here because they are celebrating, his whole organization is active in celebrating Dia de los Muertos, and I'm not even sure where they're doing that, but they have a big gig going on. So he couldn't come, but I'll tell you, I was so impressed with the work that they're doing. Alfred started this after he was released from federal prison for, I don't know if it was, well, anyway, it doesn't matter what it was for. It was bad, but he's doing good. And he came back to his home community of Broderick and said, we can do better. He sees all these youth that are looking at gangs and violence as a way of life, and said no, he didn't want to see them go the same route he did. So he started gardening mainly to heal himself, and then started bringing in youth to the project, and then made it a whole community-wide thing, bringing in the elders and bringing his indigenous teachings as an American Indian. So he has built a community of elders as well as youth working together and others working together to grow gardens. And I think they have 5 gardens now. They supply food to food banks to some of the farmers markets, to some of the restaurants. They'll take food to people who don't have it or need it, And so they have a very thriving community, and it's a wonderful organization. So I'm very pleased to introduce that, Three Sisters Garden.
Welcome to Three Sisters Gardens. We're located at 5th and C Street in West Sacramento. We're a nonprofit organization. Our aim is to work with the at potential youth in our community to train them how to grow, harvest, and distribute these organic vegetables. We're trying to create opportunities, letting these youngsters know that we appreciate their time and the work that they're doing for the community. We pay them $12 an hour. So these are a lot of the youth that are from this community, born and raised out here. So we want to teach them how to plant, harvest, and then of course distribute and giving back to the community. We are Three Sisters Gardens, and that's a traditional Native American companion plants, the corn, beans, and squash. These plants grow together perfectly. Just like these plants grow together, we're trying to get our community to come back and start to work together. So we have the youth, the adults, and the elders all coming back together as one to build and form the community so that we can move forward strong. Where we started at with 0, we have hundreds of tomato plants, corn plants, cucumbers, carrots, and being able to bag and box these vegetables up and provide them to our elders and get that acknowledgement and respect. That's what's fulfilling for us at the end of the day. Myself and all of our key volunteers, interns, and the youth know where our food is going. On a weekly basis, we give to the YOLO Food Bank, and so we've tried to make sure and have some good, fresh, organic vegetables ready so that we could provide to the food bank and all of our local residents that are in need right now. We appreciate the support from our local community. If anyone would like to purchase vegetables from Three Sisters Gardens, you can go on to www.threesistersgardens.com. Of course, we have a social media, Facebook and Instagram. Reach out to us, connect with us. We'd love to get our vegetables out into the community and receive your support so that we could continue our giving.
Sounds like a really, really wonderful program. So this on not this Wednesday, the next Wednesday after, November 15th, we are offering the Thanksgiving communion that we call Come to the Table. And this is an intimate experience. It's meditative, it's quiet, it's internal, and we're doing it a week earlier because people are always saying that they're preparing, the night before Thanksgiving, they're preparing, and there's the people who say, I've got 30 people coming to my one-bedroom apartment, I can't come. So we thought if we tried doing it a week earlier that might help more people feel comfortable coming. So it'll be November 15th, there will be the meal from 6 to 7, and then the program will start at 7. Reverend James and I will be here, the chaplains will be helping, and the music with Lurie. So it's going to be a lovely evening, and we hope to see you here.
It does sound wonderful. And 2 weeks from today, on November 19th, we have our Gratitude Sunday. And isn't there a lot to be grateful for? We're going to have a pie social, so everyone bring their favorite pie, sliced if possible. And that should be a good time. And the 25th anniversary silent auction will be online sometime this week. We're working on it now. You can look at the items in the chapel, or you can go online when it's available later in the week. Hopefully not too long. And it's open through 1 o'clock, as it says on the slide, on Gratitude Sunday.
Did you know that there's a leaf blower in the auction?
Yes,
There's a leaf blower
there is.
over there, so go bid on the leaf blower.
There's all kinds of stuff, all different stuff. for
I
all
know, but
tastes.
the leaf blower just sort of... okay, so 25th anniversary. SLC's 25th anniversary was November 2nd. We have been here for 25 years. And Shad, who is the CEO of Unity Ministries Worldwide, has sent us a video.
Hello, my friends. On behalf of Unity Worldwide Ministries, I'd like to congratulate you, Spiritual Life Center of Sacramento, on your 25th anniversary in ministry. Without a doubt, these past decades have been filled with moments of growth, challenges, and triumphs. But through it all, you remain united in your mission and unwavering in your commitment to spread love and compassion. As we celebrate this incredible milestone with you, we take a moment to express our deepest gratitude to all who have been a part of this journey. From the founders who laid the foundation of Unity Spiritual Life Center of Sacramento to the dedicated members, volunteers, and supporters who have stood by its side, your unwavering support and dedication have been the driving force behind its success. You have touched countless lives, brought hope to the hopeless, and created a community bonded by love and unity. And now as you look towards the future, may you continue to carry the torch of unity, embracing diversity and foster a world filled with compassion and understanding. Our most heartfelt congratulations. Here's to 25 years in unity and to many more years of spreading love and making a positive impact in the world.
And I do believe that we are going to be posting that on our website, so if you want to share it with other people, it will be available. So.
And remember, there's many activities that foster transformation in our lives. Check out our weekly small groups and other offerings. The happenings at the hub, you can go to the hub to see what's happening. And or you can go to the bulletin board if you're here and look and see what's going on, and then come see us at the hub. Or you can look online. It has all kinds of information there for your perusal.
I think we're all a little ungrounded every time we change time, right? So, and so what we need to do is be connected. And of course, we come here for spiritual connection, but we also come for community and to connect with each other. So let's take this moment now to stand and greet each other in the way that you are most comfortable.
We invite you to stay standing and join us in singing our Faith in Action tune, Faith is the Key by Paula. Paula, if you're watching, we love you, we miss you. All right, sing like you mean it. You've had time to practice, right? Let's do this together. Here we go. Living my life from the inside out, moving toward my dreams, turning away all my fears and doubts. A world of lack is not what it seems. It's no secret, there's a universal truth. The life that we are living is the life that we choose. And faith is the key to the kingdom of power within. attracting all I need. With grateful heart, now for this I know, it's there abundantly. It's no miracle, it's very clear to see. God can do nothing for me that isn't done through me. I know that faith is the key to the kingdom of power within me. I see it, believe it, and now I can achieve it. Love moves in me and transforms every fear into courage. I feel it, I know it, and every day I show it. Faith is the key to the kingdom of power within me. I see it, believe it, and now I can achieve it. Love moves in me and transforms every fear into courage. I feel it, I know it, and every day I show it. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. Faith is the key. Faith is the key. Love moves in me. Love moves in me. Faith is the key. Ooh, oh, yeah. Love moves in me. Please be seated.
Faith is key. So every week during Faith in Action, we invite an artist to offer something that depicts some theme from the chapter that we're studying this week. And today we have Kiki Crawford, and her painting is called The Tunnel. There it is. And this is what she writes. In Eric Butterworth's book, In the Flow of Life, the story of the little girl who was afraid of going through tunnels resonated with me. When I become anxious about something, I go into a darkness, and it is a challenge for me to see the light at the other end of the tunnel. I never thought about there being a light at both ends of the tunnel. But now I can feel or see the light at both ends. I know that whatever I'm going through or growing through is temporary. As Butterworth says, this too shall pass. Life is change. Thank you, Kiki. I so appreciate all of the artists who come up with these beautiful images every single week during Faith in Action. And now, as we move into the contemplative portion of our service, let's say our vision statement together. Spiritual Life Center is a loving, vibrant family that welcomes home all people and accepts everyone, no exceptions. Weaving ancient spiritual traditions with emerging wisdom, we cultivate a spiritual deepening with the divine, each other, and our planet.
And now in preparation for meditation. We invite you to sing with us. Spirit chant. I am spirit. I am holy. I am sacred. I am love.
I am, you are, all is, spirit, holy, sacred, love. All is, including all the beliefs, thoughts, energies, feelings, all the heaviness we grasp onto. With this in mind, I would like to share a classic Buddhist tale. An old monk and his 2 disciples were walking through a field when they came across a giant boulder. The old monk asked the 2 disciples, "Is this boulder heavy?" "What?" they replied, not sure if the monk was serious. Again he asked, "Is this boulder heavy?" The 2 monks looked at each other, then looked back at the old monk and said, "Yeah, it's very, very heavy." The old monk smiled and replied, "Only if you pick it up." There is so much wisdom in those words, those 6 words, "Only if you pick it up." We don't have to do that. And yet, just speaking for myself, I notice that there is a shadow part of me that wants to cling on to my own heavy boulders. Get in a comfortable position and gently close your eyes. Take a breath. As you relax and focus on your breathing, I will be recognizing, identifying, and releasing my own boulders. Breathing in, I am aware of my in-breath. Breathing out, I am aware of my out-breath. In-breath, out-breath. There is a part of me that wants to hold on to stale, stagnant beliefs. There is a part of me that wants to tell the world that I have been hurt too many times to move ahead. There is a part of me that wants to justify how my pain has left me frozen and unable to let go. There is a part of me that calls it a fearless moral inventory, when in reality, I am stuck in blame and unforgiveness. There is a part of me that's afraid to look at what is hurting me and would rather escape it than face it. There is a part of me that's afraid to let go, afraid to try something new, afraid to leave my comfort zone, afraid to tell you who I really am. But there is another part of me, somewhere deep within, that still small voice that knows that I am not serving one single life by staying asleep. This part of me knows that once I begin to awaken and see, I will not be able to unsee again. That in waking, I will begin the sometimes scary process of moving forward. This part of me is telling me to stop apologizing for my power and be who I came to be. This part of me knows my magnitude, my source, my call. This part of me tells me to follow my pain until I realize there is nothing more for me to do with it, but simply lay it down. Can you hear that still small voice inside you that is telling you when you are ready to lay down your own boulders, that you are a magnificent being, that you are spirit, holy, sacred, love, Follow your own magnificent, your still small voice into the silence. Let's take a cleansing breath and let it go. Gently return your awareness to the present moment, back into your body. You might wiggle your fingers or your toes. And when you are ready, open your eyes. Throughout this day and the days to come, give yourself permission to face your own boulders, to release them, and to choose whether or not you wish to pick them up again. I pray for you and for me that we choose wisely. May it be so.
Sunrise doesn't last all morning, and a cloudburst doesn't last all day. Seems that love is up and left us without warning. It isn't always gonna be this great.
Sunset doesn't last all evening. A mind can blow those clouds away. After all this, my love is up, you must be leaving. It's not always gonna be this gray. In the morning it will fade away. Daylight is good at a ride.
It's not always gonna be this great. All things must pass. All things must pass away. All things must pass. All things must pass away.
You know, I can't tell you how often I prefer your version of songs to where they came from. Thank you so much. So welcome to the sixth week of Faith in Action. It's our community book study for those of you who might not be familiar. And we're studying the book In the Flow of Life by Eric Butterworth, who is a legendary Unity minister and spiritual teacher. And we're looking at the chapter called Life Comes to Pass. It's chapter 7. So, okay, are there any English majors in the room? Okay, I apologize in advance. So all things come to pass. And like, what an easy thing to say, right? You know, oh, that's a little pass. I mean, we all know that nothing lasts forever, but when we're in the middle of a challenge, we often have difficulty seeing through the other side, just as Kiki was talking about in her painting. Now, there's a well-known story about a family having a slight disagreement, and it's a really good example of this. Now, there's one character, the son, he has this moment of reflection, and he says, "To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether it is nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing end them." And then he goes on and he whines for a little bit longer, and then he decides that he's going to make things happen on his own, and because it's Shakespeare, at the end, everyone dies. Now, I'm thinking that there's probably was a better way for that family to resolve their conflicts. I'm just saying. You know, it's like, what if Hamlet had a copy of In the Flow of Life? In this story, fortune is outrageous. And we may see that Hamlet is being a drama prince, but honestly, don't we all throw a little bit of drama into our lives, into our experiences? Slings and arrows and misfortunes, oh my! And it's healthy and natural to have an emotional reaction to a challenge. But we do need to be careful not to make things bigger or worse, to not take up arms against the sea of troubles and by opposing into them. Because opposition, resistance is the best way to not only keep a situation going, but it's the best way for you to own it. Make it your own. We live in a material world, and things seem solid and real, and we do think in terms of forever. It's not like we're wrong here, it's just that's what this is. And we are either having such a great time we don't want it to end, or we're so miserable that it feels like it's going to last till the end of time. You know, and it came to me one day that our difficulty in being present might just have to do with the fact that we can only live in the now. Now is all we have. And if we're uncomfortable, now really does feel like forever and we want to escape. So our minds wander. And this isn't usually a conscious act. It's natural for us to want to find that emotional place where we feel safe and comfortable. But we are also sort of perpetually confused because we want things to change while we don't want anything to change, unless it's our own idea, and then it can't happen fast enough. Okay, so what are some constructive ways to move through a season of discomfort? The first thing I would say is to take time to discover what's really going on. And you can ask some questions of yourself. Now, I'm going to give you these questions, but you can make up your own. First of all, how do I feel? That's often the hardest one for us to look at, but how do I feel? What am I feeling right now? What is really going on? Does it even have anything to do with me? If it does, what can I do? Or what can I not do? What happens if I just wait? Now, these questions are really a lot more valuable than you can imagine. You know, I've never made it all the way through A Course in Miracles because I hit one lesson that was, you are never upset for the reason you think. I read that, and I was in my early 30s when I read it. That did such a number on my mind. I mean, it was like it was just bouncing around in my brain and threw me up against the wall, rattled me, changed everything. And I don't exaggerate when I say that. And it created such an internal shift of how I saw and interacted with the world. The insight gave me the wisdom and the strength to learn to take a step back and consider before taking action, which our friend did not do. It helped me move from being reactive to being responsive. And of course, I'm not perfect at it, but I'm much better than I used to be. You know, and then once you have your why and your what, you can take action, and the very best action to take, of course, is to change your thinking, change your perspective. Now, you probably think I'm going to stand here and talk to you about affirmative prayer, and I am. But there's also something that goes along with affirmative prayer, and that is called denial. Denial and affirmation is a specific prayer practice, and it's very, very effective. But the idea of denial can be a tricky one. As I've taught several classes on this now, and I'm really still trying to figure out how to help people wrap their brain around it. For some reason, we have trouble with this. I think it's partly because we get caught up in the idea of affirmations, so caught up with affirmations that denial has been ignored, or it gets turned into, get over it. When it's actually very much an integral part of scientific prayer. And the idea of denial also confuses people because the word carries a lot of baggage with it, especially in our current culture. Usually the first thing that people think about denial is that we're simply pretending like it isn't happening. You know, in other practices, 12-step and all those, it's like you're in denial, you're not looking at it. That's not what this is at all. In metaphysics, the exercise of denial is for the purpose of declaring that a situation or circumstance has no power over you. Now, a friend and I were at lunch one day, and at one point she became very serious. She was trying very hard to learn what we teach and apply it in her life, and she was really struggling at that point. And she was explaining, she said, when she got so serious, she said that when she does her affirmation work, she would always include something about the issue, what she was trying to let go. And she looked at me and she said, there was actually pain in her eyes. She says, I have another friend who tells me you should never, ever, ever say anything negative in an affirmation. And she was so earnest and sincere that I just burst out laughing. And fortunately, she knows me well enough that immediately she relaxed. I could see relief go all over her body. It washed over her. And I explained that denial and affirmation are an actual process, and where you declare the circumstances, you acknowledge it, and you say it has no power over you, freeing yourself from being attached to it. And of course, the conversation went longer than that. And an example is that if a tire on my car goes flat, I'm not going to deny that it's flat, because it is, it's a fact. But it doesn't have to have power over me. I can let it ruin my day, or I can just fix it and move on. It's called, you can either have 100% flat tire where you get out, you see the tire, you get mad, you kick the tire, you get a broken toe, you go to the ER. That's 100% flat tire. Or you get out and go, oh, okay, and you have a 10% flat tire. And no, I realize not everything is as simple as a flat tire, but it's a good example. It's when you make a firm statement that a certain situation doesn't have power over you is when you would then open to make your way for the affirmation to take hold. Piling affirmations onto an icky situation won't do much good, because unless you let go and deny the power of the other situation, it'll just fester underneath. Have you ever seen someone or done this yourself? It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, all good, there's only one guy. I mean, you're not dealing with it. You're just trying to affirmation over it. It's kind of like putting more wallpaper over more wallpaper. We have to clear away the debris. Now, to be clear, our New Thought 4 persons use language that is not always necessarily helpful to our modern thinking. They were actually, honestly, when I look at the way they wrote in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, they were really very bossy. You need to do this. You must do this. Have you read Fillmore? Have you read some of the other people? It's always must and should and have to. And I'm like, no, I'm not listening to that. So what they would say is, there is no such thing as a headache. And you're thinking, wanna bet? And then the next part is, therefore, I do not have a headache. I am free and healthy. And you're thinking, liar. That back talk is actually really your friend, because it tells you what you're believing at the moment. It tells you something about yourself. And when you become aware of what you're really thinking, that's when you can start to change it. And over the years, because of that, I have developed my own vocabulary for denials. I say things like, oh, my head hurts. Okay, I release the tension or pain in my head. I am relaxed and whole. Or I might say, the pain in my head is now dissolved, and I am alert and present. And I just imagine that this just ebbing away. Or, and this is the one I probably use the most, this headache is not necessary to my being. I do not need this. And not in the terms of, I don't need this, in the terms of, I do not need this. It is not serving me. I do not claim it. I release this energy to its highest good. That's the way I think about it. I don't get viruses very often at all, but if it does happen, I actually sit down and have a discussion with the virus. I explain that we don't need each other, and I release it to its highest good as it releases me to my highest good. And I don't necessarily heal instantly, but they don't last very long because I'm sending them on their way. I'm not keeping them. I clear out my mental closet in the way that works best for me. And I would encourage you to find your own language to disown situations. And if denial bothers you a little bit, use the word disown. Because keep in mind, you can recognize or acknowledge a condition without claiming it. So watch your language and avoid saying things like, my headache, my disease, my accident, my whatever. If you have to name it, call it the headache, the accident, the divorce, the disease, whatever it is. Keep it as neutral as possible, because that is how you deny it its power. Your affirmation then recharges you by putting the power in the right place. Now, it is true that both denial and affirmation can be used to gloss over things. I'm not going to pretend like that can't happen. They can be used to pretend like something isn't happening. And there's this little ditty that came to my mind. I'm not sure why, but I thought it was good for this conversation. And it was, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Now, if you want to sound a little more metaphysical or intellectual, you could say, propel your craft softly down the liquid solution. Ecstatically, 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 existence is simply an illusion. Now, we hear in both of those that life is but a dream or simply an illusion. And physics and New Thought will back us up on the fact that Earth is not, quote, real. But personally, I think it's a dangerous way to think about things. There is, in my mind, a huge difference between not real and impermanence. Our feelings are real, our experiences are real, and they have a very definite and direct effect on our souls. Our lives do have meaning, and meaning gives us hope. There was a woman who came into a group, it wasn't my group, it was a group I was attending, and she sat down and she began this litany of all the things that were happening in her life and how overwhelmed she was. And I just, we just sat there and listened. And then after naming all of it, she shrugged her shoulders and said, "Oh, but it's all an illusion anyway, so it's okay." That is probably the most perfect example of spiritual bypass I have ever seen in my life. And I can kind of chuckle about it, but at the same time, I really realized that this woman was struggling. She had so much going on that she wasn't coping very well. And I think she was probably trying to say that she knew everything would pass, but she also wasn't taking the time to acknowledge how she really felt. And by the way, there was a handout at the hub about spiritual bypass that you might find useful. Okay, I didn't see this woman very much after that, and we weren't close. She wasn't a person that I probably would have ever, shared confidences with. But I think about that a lot, and this happened probably 10 years ago. That stayed with me, watching her do that. And then when we have these kinds of conversations, it comes back to me. And it really showed me how ignoring something is a sign of emotional attachment to a situation. And you might think, well, if I'm ignoring it, I'm not attached. But the more you're very attached if you're ignoring it. And the more attached, the more we complain about something, the longer we get to keep it. So how do I feel is the first question I gave earlier. I feel angry. I feel scared. I feel frustrated. I feel sad. These are all very healthy things to express and to acknowledge and to bring up where you can see them. Staying in the tunnel of frustration where you feel trapped is not healthy. So ask your questions. You don't have to tell your answers to anyone else. Sometimes just admitting how you feel to yourself is a big enough job, right? So when you have the courage to really look at what's going on and you can acknowledge it, that is when you really begin to change your thinking and thereby change your emotions and thereby change how your life is. Because when your thoughts and emotions change, your life begins to smooth out. All things come to pass. Change is inevitable. And all we are really called to do is trust the process. Faith takes us a long way towards this. We can get into our little boat and paddle like crazy trying to avoid rocks and rapids. We can get into our little boat and gently propel ourselves along. Or maybe, if we really trust, we simply move along without having to work at it at all. That trust comes from living from the inside out. Trusting that the deep, still presence within each of us is always here, always active. Underneath all of our activity and anxiety is the quiet force of love buoying us up, giving us courage, sustaining us through the rapids of life until it becomes smooth again. What do you suppose would have happened if Hamlet had taken a different path? One of non-resistance and trust. Well, first of all, not everybody would have died. And of course, the play would have been a total flop and not the most famous one in the world. We don't always have to like a certain situation. We're not going to always like a situation. And we don't always like a certain result. But if we hold true to our course, it will pass and it will change. And then it will change again. When you feel tossed about, remember your inner presence, the one unchanging part of you. Acknowledge your turmoil and concern. and then carry it within and set it on that unchanging altar of divine love. Release it and trust the presence, because the presence is all there is. All else passes away. We are renewed, and all is well. And so it is. And each week during Faith in Action, of course, we have an affirmation that goes along with our talk and our chapter. So let us say this one together. I meet each circumstance knowing that the light within is greater than any challenge in the world. I do not deny its reality. I deny its permanence. I know everything shall pass and all is well. So next week, Reverend James will be back for our final week of Faith in Action, and it's going to be Staying Alive. I'm going to be doing the meditation, and we have William Menenfield with us, of course, Lurie, and Soul Light Connection. So it's going to be a great week. And now, if you are interested in having prayer, the prayer chaplains will be in the courtyard to pray with you. And if you have something to celebrate, they're happy to pray with you. And of course, they're always happy to pray with you if you have a challenge. So they wear the white stoles, and they're easy to find out there. And we'd love to welcome our newcomers. So in a moment, I'm going to ask you to raise your hand. But first, we want you to know there are many ways to become connected at Spiritual Life Center. And one of the ways to do that is to fill out the welcome card. That welcome card is available online. If you're here in the sanctuary, we'll ask you to raise your hand, fill out the card, and take it to the welcome table, and they will have a gift and a special welcome for you. Do we have anyone new today? Anyone here for the very first time? Welcome, and we ask you to give you a purple ribbon. You ask you to wear it on the left side where your heart is, and so that we can greet you and welcome you to Spiritual Life Center. And now, for those of you who would love to support Spiritual Life Center, if you're watching us online, you can text us at SLC Love to 44321. You can also go to our website and click on the donate button. And of course, you can also mail in a check or make your donation another way. We really, really love to have our consciousness shared. And so if you're online, you can like, comment, share, and subscribe to keep this message going out and out and out so that we can send this light farther and farther out into the world. And for those of us who are here today, whether you have given electronically or you're giving today or you give another way, let us symbolically raise our offering and into this blessing. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. Thank you, God.
In the course of human kindness, it becomes clear that time has come to willingly set aside our blindness and see the world as one. Nobody here has yet forgotten all of the joys we've ever known, following freely what we feel. Shine on, shine on, steady on, steady on. We the people come together, bringing the best of who we are. All we remember, tough and tender, leading with our hearts. The future is looking back with love, encouraging every step we take, guiding us through the darkest times, and blessing us on our way. Shine on, shine on, silver singing river, and in the rising of the moon. Shine on, shine on, steady on, steady on. Where are the ones we've lost forever, leaving a longing in our souls, gathering all this love together, we're setting our sights on home. Every road we've ever traveled, all of the wonders near and far, all of these gifts come round again and bring us to where we are. Shine on, shine on, steady on, steady on. Shine on, shine on, steady on, steady on. When in the course of human kindness, it becomes clear that time has come.
Thank you for shining your lights on us. So we give thanks for these offerings, knowing that the support of Spiritual Life Center is the support of Spirit working in and through each one of us. And we are very grateful for all that is given and all that is received, because that beautiful circle of life continues and supports not only Spiritual Life Center, but each one of us in our own way. And we say thank you, God. And we bless the prayers in the prayer box, knowing that even before the question is asked, the answer is there. And the act of asking is opening up to the answer, to seeing more ways in which to live our lives and being open to new ideas, new ways of doing things. And as we send these to unity, silent unity for another 30 days of prayer, we know that that just solidifies that affirmation, denying the power of anything that is affecting us and opening us up to the positive and affirmative ideas that are coming our way. And we say thank you, God. Amen. And now let us say our prayer for protection together. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, I am, and all is well. And now our peace song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator.
beautiful week. May the joys of the world go with you.
Stick around because our postlude is by our very own Dominic Salazar Turner. It's called Blurple. Thank you, Cameron.